The first time I opened Alibaba, I was completely overwhelmed. Thousands of suppliers, all claiming to have the best unit price, the fastest shipping, and the best quality. I had no idea who was legit and who was going to take my money and just run away with it. Since then, I have sourced multiple products from Alibaba. I have placed thousands of dollars in orders, and I have built relationships with those suppliers that are the backbone of my Amazon FBA business. Today I'm going to show you the exact process, the step-by-step, how to find suppliers on Alibaba. So you can find reliable suppliers, avoid scams, negotiate better price, and also order samples. So I'm going to walk you through a real example on my laptop, electronic wooden toddler busy board. How I find the suppliers for it, how I write messages to them, how I filter the suppliers and see which ones are the best. I have also a free supplier outreach email template that you can use for your own messages. If you want that, just stay till the end of this video and I will explain to you how you can get it. Okay, let's jump straight to it. Okay, so I am on Alibaba.com and the first thing I do, I choose here products. And here I choose my product. Okay, so electronic wooden toddler busy boards. So here it's got me a bunch of products, but first I filter. I choose the filters. So the first filter that I choose is a trade assurance. So trade assurance means that when you send money to, when you pay for a product to a supplier, it's that your money is held in escrow. So the supplier won't receive your money until you confirm when you receive the goods that they are correct and of good quality. And then you click confirm, and then the supplier gets the money. So this is like your first line of defense, okay. And then I also click verified supplier. Verified supplier means that a third-party inspection was done on manufacturer, on the premises of the manufacturer. So it means that they exist. So it's not like a scam, and this factory actually exists. Okay, so we have those suppliers here. And I'm looking for a wooden toddler busy board that's similar to this, so something like this. So like a rectangle shape, not like this, but like a rectangle shape with some switches and lights and bulbs. So the first thing I do, I look at how many years they are in business. Here they are 8 years, 7 years, 7 years, 3 years. So I choose the ones that are the most amount of years in business. So let's choose this one. I also look at the unit price, okay? So here the unit price is $767 to $784, and minimum order is 50 boxes. You can also see the minimum order amounts here, so the MOQs. So if the MOQ is too high for me, like thousands for the first order, then I just don't look at those suppliers. I only choose the ones that the MOQ is like 100 or 200 pieces. Okay, so let me choose a couple of those. Open them. And this one, and let's see, I want a rectangle. This is a little bit different. Okay, this one is 11 years and it has lower price. I will choose also this one. And this one, since it's a little bit higher price, but I think it is more colorful. So this is the first one we opened. So the next thing that next big thing is that on Alibaba there are manufacturers and trading companies, okay? And there is a difference between those. So manufacturers are those who actually make the product in their own factory, and trading companies, they act as middlemen. So they are buying from factories and reselling to you at a markup. So I strongly prefer working with manufacturers. Why? First of all, you get better prices. Then you can get more control over customization. And if I want to improve something in the product, and I do want to improve something, as this is how I sell on Amazon, then you need a manufacturer, because manufacturer will be able to support full customization for you. Also, you have direct communication with people who actually make your product, so there's like no middleman and no person who can just say something to the manufacturer that's not true and that's not what you want. So now, how do I tell the difference between manufacturer and trading company? So I click here on the manufacturer name, Koenig Kids Shenzhen Limited. And then I see what products they make, okay? So let's see, they make some baby playmat, infant toddler bounce chairs, baby walkers, potty bathtub. So actually all those products are not even made of wood, so they do not specialize in wooden toddler busy boards. So in my opinion, it's more like a trading company where they sell a lot of different stuff for kids. If the supplier would make only toddler busy boards, wooden, and also maybe some similar wooden products, or maybe some puzzles that are also made of wood, then I would assume that they are more of a manufacturer than a trading company. Okay, so the next thing that I check, maybe also look at let me see other products that we opened. So this one, let's see what products they make. So they even say that they make only wooden ones. And let's see, wooden toys, puzzles, board games, wooden crafted products. So this is more of a manufacturer because they make products from one type of material. So I believe that they are more of a manufacturer than a trading company. Okay, let's go back to this one. The next things that I check, okay, here you can see the unit price, but those prices are not actually, they are not usually what they sell for those products. You can actually negotiate the price, and you need to write to a supplier to know the actual price. So I want to check if they have certification. So for toys, they need the CE certification. Here they write that they have. Let me scroll down. Sometimes they also include the certificates here. So they have CE certificate, EN71 certificate, which is very important if you manufacture toys for children. So they show the certificates here. So you always need to check the relevant certificates that the manufacturer have. I will also look for the ISO certifications, which indicate the quality management standards in their factory. Not all suppliers will have this certificate, but the more they have, the more confident I feel about working with them. Let me see the other toys that I have chosen. So this one, so the unit price is shown here. Let me see if they show some certificates. Here they don't, but sometimes when you go on their website, on the manufacturer website, here they should show the certificates they have. See? So here they have the EN71 ASTM, it's also for children toys. They show all the certificates here that they have. So it's very important that you also look through them and see if they are the ones that you need. Okay, what I also like to check is where do they ship mainly? Okay, so if they ship mainly to North America and Western Europe, it means that they are accustomed to all the regulations that are needed there. So to North America regulations, to Western Europe regulations. So I like to see that they ship mainly to North America and Western Europe. So this one does. And let me see this one. This one also North America, South, but here they say South America also. So I would prefer here that they ship mainly to Western Europe also. So this one I don't really like. So the next thing that I check is the unit price, okay? The unit price and MOQ. So I can see the listed unit price and the minimum order quantity. So here's the unit price, and here you can see the price for the specific number of units, so between 50 and 99. I note these numbers, but I don't take them as final. As I told you, you need to start a conversation with a supplier, ask about the unit price, and the unit price with customization, it might be different. So this is often flexible. MOQ is also often flexible. So just reach out to the supplier to know the final unit price and MOQ. MOQ is the minimum order quantity. So for this one, it's $6 for between 30 to 200 pieces. And for this last one, which is the most expensive one with the really nice image here of the dinosaurs, it's $10. $10 for between 10 and 200 pieces. Now, customization options. So I look whether the supplier mentions customization on their product page here. So like custom logo, custom packaging, custom colors, or some design modifications. So for private label, I need a supplier who can make changes to my product, and I don't want to just sell a generic product that 50 other sellers sell on Amazon, okay? Oh, let me see if some of them mention that they offer customization. This one mentions, so like drawing based, sample based. This we found out that it's not a manufacturer, it's more of a trading company. So trading companies, they don't have such they don't really offer full customization because they are just a middleman. So this one here, this is we saw that this is a manufacturer. So this one might offer like a full customization. To know that, you need to just reach out to a supplier and send inquiry, clicking here. So now that we have found several suppliers, we need to find at least like maybe 4 or 5 suppliers. So we have found this one, that's a manufacturer, and also this one. So now that I have found like 4 to 5 suppliers, I send them a message. And what you say in your first message matters a lot, because like it sets the tone of a relationship, okay? So most beginners make 2 mistakes. Either they send a one-line message like what's the unit price, which makes them look like unserious and like a lazy response, or they write an essay with like 20 questions, like which overwhelms the supplier. So I would just send a message like, hi, my name is Diana and I'm an Amazon FBA seller in the United States. I'm looking for a reliable manufacturer for my wooden toddler busy board product. And I have a few questions. So what's your unit price for an order of like 300 to 500 units? What's your minimum order quantity? Can I customize a logo and the packaging? Can I make some other major customizations like to the design of a product? Small modifications to a whole design. Do you have certifications necessary? What's the production lead time for those number of units? Can you send me samples, and how much are the samples? And if you want this exact template that I use, just email me at hello@passiveincomeByMom.com and I will send it to you. So now I wait for the responses and I evaluate the responses the suppliers send me. So first I see how fast they reply. So if they reply really fast, it means that I will be able to communicate fast with them throughout my whole journey with them. If they take like 3 days to reply to an inquiry, that's usually too long for me. Because if I have some urgent issue like with a production that I need to solve, then I cannot wait 3 days. And then I also check the quality of their answers. So how they responded, how many of my questions they answered, And did they skip half of them, or did they send just a generic price list? A good supplier should carefully read all your questions and reply all of them one by one. Red flag is when they just skip, for example, the question about certifications, right? This is quite an important question. I also pay attention to their English. I want their English to be good enough so I can communicate with them clearly. And if they don't have good English, if they cannot understand me, then they will not be able to understand what I want to do with this product, like what modifications I want to make. Then I also evaluate the pricing. So if the pricing is really too high, like for me, then I just discard them because I cannot afford them. Also remember that if one supplier is significantly cheaper than the others, it might also be a red flag. It might mean that they use lower quality materials, or there are some cutting corners somewhere. So I'm looking for competitive pricing, but somewhere like in the middle of the range. I'm also looking if packaging customization is an additional cost, or if they offer it included in the unit price. The next criteria, and the most important one for me, is the willingness to customize the product. So for private label, I need a manufacturer who not only makes me a custom label, custom logo and custom packaging, but also the one who can change the design a little bit so it suits my needs and the modifications that I want to make to the product. So if they answer that they only sell the standard products, no changes possible, then they are just off my list. And the best supplier will actually ask me what changes I want to make, okay? They might say something that, yes, we can customize, please share your logo, your design modifications, and we will provide a quote for a mold fee, for the new mold fee that you want. Then I also evaluate the certifications that they send me. So do they have the CPC or CPSIA certifications? If they don't, they just move on because it will cost me money to get those certifications from them. And probably the Amazon will need them, those certifications. So after evaluating all the responses, I narrow down to 2 or 3 suppliers. And then I start the process of ordering samples. So I always order samples from at least 3 suppliers. I never skip this step. I never order like 500 units without seeing the sample first. You can hold the product in your hands, and believe me, the quality between those suppliers will differ, even if it's like the same product. So then I send them a message like, thank you for all the information. I would like to order samples. Please confirm the sample cost and the shipping price to this address. I give them the address. Via DHL or FedEx, I want the fastest way to receive the samples, and with delivered duty paid. So typically the samples cost around $20-30, but the most expensive part here is the shipping. It might cost $70. The total cost of those samples is around $300 to $400, but this is the best money you can spend because you can actually compare the quality and choose the highest quality product. When the samples arrive, I check for the functionality of a product. So for this wooden toddler busy board, do all the switches works? Do all the buttons works? I check for the quality. So are the edges smooth? If they are sharp, then it's not a good product for children. I also see if it's comparable to the image on their listing on Alibaba. If the product is different than the image, then it might be a red flag. I also see how they arrive, so in what type of packaging they arrive. Usually it will be like a really simple packaging because it's not customized yet to you. But are the samples, do the samples arrive damaged, or are they in a good condition? I check for the material, for the paint finish, for the clean edges, and obviously those products will differ between the suppliers, so this is important to check also. Now let's move on to the part of the negotiation. So once I chose the supplier, it's time to negotiate before placing the bulk order. So most beginners skip this step because they are awkward with negotiating. So here's the thing, the suppliers in China, they're expecting some negotiations, okay? So not negotiating actually signals that you are a beginner and that you may also end up paying more than you should. So here are some my negotiation strategies. So first of all, just ask for a better price directly. After testing the samples, just message a supplier and say, I'm ready to place my first order. I really like the quality of your product. However, I have received competitive quotes from other suppliers at a lower price point. Would you be able to lower the price to this and this for this amount of units? So this is not aggressive, this is just professional, and this is just asking them if they can lower the price a little for you. Even like a 50-cent reduction or like a 10-cent reduction is good if you order higher amounts. You can also negotiate on the extras, so not only on the price. So sometimes, for example, you can ask for free custom packaging, right? Or you can ask them to include something with your product at no extra cost. Or you can ask about putting your logo for free on the product. You can also ask for a slightly lower MOQ. Strategy number 3 is to mention the higher volumes in the future, okay? You can say something like this. This is my first order, but if the product sells well, I plan to reorder and like 1,000 or 2,000 more units within the next like 2 or 3 months. This will motivate the supplier to give you the best price possible now, because the supplier will know that you will come back to them. And the 4th strategy is negotiating the payment terms. So the standard payment structure is usually 30% upfront and 70% once the product is manufactured. Remember, never pay like 100% before the product is made, never. The 30 to 70% actually protects you. For my pet product, I remember I negotiated the price like to lower them about 20 cents. I also negotiated that the packaging will be included for free. It wasn't like majorly customized, so I didn't put like so many different colors on the packaging. I just wrote my brand name on the packaging. And one last tip for negotiations, always keep the relationship positive, okay? You are not trying to squeeze the supplier, you are trying to build like a partnership for years to come. So a supplier who feels respected and valued will prioritize your orders, and they will communicate proactively with you about any production issues, and they will go an extra mile for you. So treat them like a business partner. Also, when you build a good relationship with your supplier, you can actually order like a second product from them and the third product in the same niche, okay? So for example, I ordered a second product from my supplier, which is around in the same niche that I sell now. And the supplier actually went above and beyond to prepare this product for me and to start making samples for me and then manufacture the product for me. And it is only because I have a good relationship with the supplier. So this is the whole process, from searching on Alibaba with the right filters to evaluating the supplier profiles, sending the first messages, comparing the samples, comparing the responses, and negotiating the better deal. If you follow this step by step, you will avoid the scams and you will find a reliable manufacturer that can actually support your Amazon FBA journey, and you can build a good relationship with this manufacturer. And remember, if you want the free supplier email outreach template, just send me a message at hello@passiveincomebymom.com. And if you're a beginner and you want a step-by-step guidance on how to sell on Amazon, everything from product research to finding a supplier on Alibaba to shipping your first inventory to Amazon FBA, creating your listing, launching your product, setting up pay-per-click ads. Then I have built a course, Stay at Home Success Plan, which walks you step by step on how to sell on Amazon for beginners. If you want that, just click a link in the description. I hope this video helped you with being more confident in finding suppliers on Alibaba and what to look for. If it did, then please give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for more Amazon related videos. Also comment below, have you contacted suppliers on Alibaba yet and what you need help with more. Bye and see you in the next one.